This podcast is part of the Zeo to Hero Podcast Network.
AvenuePodcast.net.
Hello, all my beautiful people. It is time once again for another amazing episode of If You Give a Dad a Podcast. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this one. It's a special treat that I have been wanting to do for quite a while. I have on the Creole Soul, the Creole Pimp, Mr. Nasty, and he was a lot of fun to talk to. We laugh a lot in this episode, talk about all kinds of things in his career as well as psychology and, just being prepared when it comes to the ring in general. And I think you guys are really going to enjoy this episode. And for those of you who are here just to listen to the Mr. Nasty episode, welcome. I hope that you enjoy what you hear, and I hope that you stick around and listen to some of the other great episodes I have here as well. So, if you guys are as excited as I am, then let's get this show on the road.
If You Give a Dad a Podcast. Hey, Dad.
So where did you actually train at?
I made a really good career out of being able to bump, sell, and I had a punch me face.
I wasn't about to call you dad, so.
Seriously?
I felt like I was in an anime or something.
People get really mad at those videos for some reason. Like it triggers certain people. Yeah.
Wow.
I was actually lost as an infant, and I was taken in by a traveling group of independent wrestlers.
I love it. I'm excited for this one.
Bro.
Get punched in the face on the daily.
Do you always do these interviews with your shirt off?
What?
Man, this guy won't shut up.
All right, everybody. So today I have with me a man that I'm very, very excited to have on. I've got to see him wrestle many times, and he is a Oklahoma-based wrestler. He is one of Oklahoma's best, in my opinion. He's one of my kids' favorites. They talked about him on the podcast whenever I had them on not too long ago. He debuted in 2012, and that is Mr. Nasty, the Creole Pimp, the Creole Soul. Man, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing real good. How you doing?
Doing great. As you know, I was a few minutes late tonight, trying to get everything settled with the family in the house. But, I'm doing great now.
Oh, that'll work. You good, bro. You good. I know how it is, man.
Yeah. So we've been kind of planning this for a minute now and everything. I know I talked to you at a couple of the Diamond State Wrestling shows and everything like that. And we finally were able to get a date set up for this. I'm really excited.
Yeah, me too. It's hard getting a hold of me. I'm not going to lie. It's tough. It's tough. I got a lot going on and I'll be trying to keep up with everything. But we made it though. So it's working out good for us.
Yeah. You're a busy man. I get it.
Yeah, real busy.
So we'll just kind of jump right into things here and everything. We're going to kind of talk about your wrestling career and how you got started and everything. So what was your start into wrestling?
I started in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was my first match, but I trained for like 2 years. So it was at 2010 is when I basically started in the business, training and everything. So
okay.
Yep.
So where did you actually train at?
So it was I don't know if you know about any Oklahoma based wrestling back in the day. It was a place called OPW, Oklahoma Professional Wrestling.
Okay.
Used to run shows back in the day in Tulsa and stuff like that. And basically they had shut down in the early 2000s and they started up a wrestling school. I looked it up on the computer and I was there. It was in Sand Springs, Oklahoma.
Okay.
2010. Yep.
That's where Core is now, right?
I'm sorry?
Is that Sand Springs? Isn't that where Core wrestling's at?
That's where Core is. It's a little like it's in a country part of Sand Springs. So you would have to pass the venue that Core is to get to where I trained.
Okay.
So it's deep in Sand Springs. Yep.
All right. So your character, man, I absolutely love it. It's very unique and it's over with the crowd. Definitely. even when I was in the back, when I was doing the interviews and everything at the last show, everybody was back there. They were talking about, just they were popping whenever you went out to the ring and you did your stuff, man, because it's so unique. How did you come up with this character?
Well, my daddy is basically Mr. Nasty is my daddy. If you was to ever meet my daddy, he should have been a pro wrestler. He has a larger than life. I wouldn't even say persona. Like that's just how he is. And he actually, I don't know if you watched the movies Friday and Next Friday and Friday After Next.
I did. Yes, love those movies.
So Uncle Elroy called himself Mr. Nasty on the movie. My daddy was calling himself Mr. Nasty before that movie came out. So that was like his it was his nickname. And, back in his day, he did some things. He was into some illegal things, just put it like that. And I basically just started acting like him, man. I just started acting like him, and it just kind of morphed into something. So yeah, I do what I do. I appreciate everybody liking it, man, because I try hard. I really work on it, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, and it comes across. You've wrestled all over. I know you do a lot of stuff with WFC, and you just stuff in it with Core, and I've seen you with Diamond State Wrestling. And man, it's just great stuff that I see. So, whenever you first got started and everything, where did you draw a lot of your inspiration when it comes to like your wrestling style?
Well, this is kind of weird. I don't know. Okay, so The Rock, I grew up on.
Oh yeah,
that was my guy. I loved how he captivated the crowd. How he had them in the palm of his hands. Michael Jackson, just his presence.
Yes.
People, I know he's not a wrestler, but his presence, when you would see him, like I remember, I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan. I remember watching, it was one of his performances on HBO. I was a little kid. And I think it was the song Jam, if I'm not mistaken, but he popped up out of the ground. Like, how Rey Mysterio used to do?
Yeah.
He popped up out the ground and he just like stood there and looked into yonder for about 5 minutes. And these fans were screaming their ass off, man. And I saw that always captivated me. Whatever I did, I wanted to be like that, where people, when I walk into a room, people just stop and at all at what I do, even if it's just a little motion, like taking off the glasses and staring at them, shit like that. And then I sprinkle a little bit of gold dust on there. I love gold dust.
Oh, he's great.
Dustin Rhodes, yeah. So yeah, bro. So that's basically my inspirations as far as that. But as time went on, if you look at the Nation of Domination, you had The Rock, you had Godfather,
right?
You had Mark Henry, Farouk. I am all D'Lo Brown. I am all of them in one. If you really think about it, I am every single last one of them, and just in one character. But yeah, so that was a lot, but that's where I got it. That's where I got my inspiration for Nasty.
Well, now that you're saying that, I can see what you're saying, and actually something really cool. I'm going to Little Rock next week, and Farouk is going to be at the Northwest Arkansas, or not Northwest Arkansas, but the Arkansas Comic-Con. So hoping maybe I'll get a chance to meet him.
Hell yeah, that's my guy, man. I want to meet him too. Yeah, damn.
Yeah. I told my boss about it, and I was like, well, I'm gonna be up there, so I might go to it. And that's what he said to me. I just got one word for you. Damn. So,
you got a good boss, man. You got a cool boss. My boss, my supervisor know about wrestling. He's really into it, but it's a lot of bosses don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because before I actually started in this department, he used to stop by my desk and we would talk about Monday Night Raw every Tuesday, so it was really cool. So then whenever he was like, hey, would you like to come to my department? I was like, heck yeah, would that be great?
Hell yeah. I know that's right.
So it sounds like you kind of grew up with the same era of wrestling as I did. You kind of grew up in the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression stuff. So
that's right.
Yeah, great era of wrestling. That's probably, a lot of people, it's their favorites and stuff. Do you have a favorite I know you said the Nation, but is there one in particular that you would say is your absolute favorite?
Yeah, it would have to be The Rock.
The Rock.
I idolized him as a kid. I used to draw sideburns on my face.
All
Go to
right.
school. I would draw the Brahma Bull. I was a good kid, bro. I was a really good kid, but it was like one time I got in trouble. Never forget it. My teacher, Mr. Parker, man. It was this weird cat, man. He was just super, just kind of mean, hairy legs, wear these little bitty Daisy Duke shorts all the time, even in the winter. Just a weird cat.
Yeah.
And I remember walking down the hallway, and I'm in rock mode because I would when I say I was a fan, I would be him.
Yeah,
I was him.
Yeah,
and I would walk down the hallway, and I remember him saying, Bobby, get to class. That's my name. That's so weird saying my name on here, but like Bobby, I don't remember what he said, but all of a sudden, it's like I couldn't even control myself. I looked at him and I go, Mr. Parker, it doesn't matter if I have to go to class. Jabroni Parker, you are 2 seconds away and rock me. And I just went on, and man, I got in trouble. And yeah, I didn't get in big trouble. Our gym teacher just kind of laughed it off and let me go back to class. But yeah, I was a huge Rock fan, to say the least, man.
Oh, that's great. Man, his character, it just draws people in. And, I know that with what you do in the ring, it draws people in. So, I can see that where you kind of sampled from that energy that he brings to the ring.
Yeah, I try it, man. That's what drew me to wrestling, period.
Yeah.
The Rock, Austin, back in the day. Well, I say back in the day. To me, it's not that long ago, but I guess it is now. Everybody had their own thing.
Right.
It wasn't just wrestler number one, wrestler number two. You had Undertaker, you had a Pimp, Godfather, you had D'Lo Brown. Everybody did their own thing. Austin, you know what I'm saying? And it's everybody was a star. And
right.
I felt like I wish that's what I'm trying to do. I wish other people would get that on the indies, but hey, what do I know?
Hey man, you're doing amazing. I'll say that, so. And like I told you at the beginning, my kids, they love your character, and they laughed about. So there's something that you do in the ring, and it makes me pop every time you do it, and it's that little whoo that you do right before somebody gets you. And I had them on the podcast maybe about 2 months ago. And I asked them what their favorite thing in wrestling that was going on right now was. And that was my daughter. She said that was her favorite thing.
Oh man, I gotta meet her, man. I gotta chat it up with her. Tell her I said I appreciate it.
I definitely will.
I try to. People gotta understand, man. This is entertainment, and you got a lot of guys who are heels and they want to be the big, tough, serious dude. And I like to be different, man. And especially when I'm getting chopped, because I'm gonna tell you, that shit hurts.
Yeah.
So when they're chopping me, I'm screaming just to get the air out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it went from that, and I remember I was at some little show. It was my first year, probably my first freaking 3 months, and I was getting chopped, and it hurt like son of a bitch. I mean, it hurt, and I screamed a little bit, and I heard like people in the audience how they reacted to it. So I just kept doing it. I would get louder, and now, and back then, believe it or not, I was extremely skinny and small.
Okay.
And now I'm a bigger guy, and I feel people was, I wouldn't do that. No, I'll do it. I scream I scream. I scream. I'm trying to keep this not rated R. I want people to be able to listen to it. But you get what I mean.
Yeah, I get you. This is If You Give a Dad a Podcast, so I get it. Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
I'm trying, bro.
You're doing good.
Yeah.
The baby powder, man.
Mm-hmm.
So I told Xander this whenever I talked to him that I was going to have you on the show. Pretty sure I told Tim this when I told him I was going to have you on the show. And I've got to ask you, baby powder, man, do you buy it in bulk or do you wait till wherever you're at to get another bottle of it?
Man, I just wait to wherever I'm at. Well, I got this one bottle, I'm not gonna lie, I've been having for a minute. Like,
Yeah.
because I don't pour it all on them.
Right. Yeah. Just enough
I
to
need
cover
to
your
get
hands.
back exactly, just enough. So, I'm very frugal with it.
Yeah.
But I will say this. I'm gonna get back to where I used to have some powder. I had it now. If I had like rated G shows or something, it would just be the baby powder. If I had kind of I don't know, what's after G? PG-13.
PG.
If I had like
PG-13.
PG shows,
Yeah.
I would have powder. It would say Pimp powder, and I would mix it. It would be baby powder mix. It would like be purple, and then I sprinkle in oh my God, what's the little shiny shit? I mean,
glitter?
Shiny stuff. Glitter. There you go.
Yeah.
I got what glitter is. I sprinkle the glitter in there, and then when I'm at like the bar shows, the rated R shows, it's called smack bitch powder, and and I'll sprinkle that, man, and it's just something that the pimp thing. It's just something that sets me apart, bro. And I just you see that you see me sprinkle that powder and it's mixed with that glitter. It looks magic before I smack a hoe in the face. It's just it gives me chills talking about it.
So should we expect that at the Shire show that happens on the 16th?
You damn skippy. Oh yes, I couldn't wait, man. I couldn't wait. I can't wait to this show. That's the stuff. I made a post not too long ago about this, but I can do it all. You can, a lot of promoters think they look at what I put online and they look, and it's like, bro, I've wrestled at churches. I've wrestled in front of family shows. Right. And I'll be the Creole Soul. It's not too much different than the Creole Pimp. It's just I don't call myself a pimp and I'm not cussing. Right. But those shows where I can be myself and just be outlandish and do things, things, smack somebody and you call them the B word over and over. Yeah. It does something different to the crowd than just a regular, smack. Right. Smack is beautiful. They like it. They like the sound. Oh, yeah. But when you say the B word after it, they just get happy, man. They get happy. But yeah, I love doing those stuff too. But yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, and I saw that post that you put out there, and the one thing that came to mind is with the shows that I've seen you in, they're usually more family friendly, and kids love you.
Man, it's weird.
They do. They love that character that you have. So I mean, any promoters who are listening to this dude can do it all. So make sure that you get this guy out there for it, because I do like that. I did have that on here, the difference between the pimp and the soul, you have made a distinction there between the two.
Right. You have to. You don't want to just get labeled as a foul mouth dude. You don't want to just get labeled as a rated G dude. Right. You want to be able to do it all. And that's basically a long story short. Promoter hit me up and was wanting to book me, and when I agreed to everything, was like, well, we're gonna tweak your character a bit. And I asked him, what you mean tweak it? And well, we're gonna lose the cane. We don't want you wearing jewelry because it makes you look like a pimp. And that's what the hell I am. Right. That's what you just booked. You booked a pimp, a big ass pimp. Yeah. And that's and that that's where and we good. We talked it out or whatever. But that's where it came from, man. But as far as the kids though, bro, I don't get it. Women and children love me, and they should not. When I first did this was not supposed to be something people like, bro. Yes, this was supposed to be the most hated. You had Godfather. Yeah. And Godfather he had to be good father to be booed. Right. I wanted to prove like I can make them boo me. So I was doing the dark pimp stuff. Like I would have, now, I mean, you got the Me Too movement and I'm all behind it. Right. But when I first started, I had girls and and I wasn't happy with them. I was like, jumping at them and mad at them and and I was trying to be, vile and just a little punk. Yeah. I'm just when I think of a pimp, that's what I don't think of nothing good. I think of something just filthy and just weak.
It was an angry hoe train.
Yes. Oh, yes. It was it was angry, just horrible. And but it's weird, and I think this is why being a heel, especially in Oklahoma,
Mm-hmm.
when you're outlandish, I found out that the crowd appreciates you more.
Right.
If that makes sense, it's hard to get baby faces
Yep.
to match that energy. But when I'm babyface, I can do it. I can match energy. You just gotta be, authentic and
Right.
and you know, and be there with the crowd. You know what I'm saying, and include them in what you're doing, and you'll get over. But it was just hard, man. I was supposed to be a bad guy, and I would start getting cheered after the third show. They're chanting my name and shit. So it just became, that's really what it became. But I try hard to, man, I will to be a heel. I love doing it, bro. I will smack a baby if I have to.
Yeah.
If I have to, I will do anything to make people boo me. But it never really lasts, bro. It never really lasts, but I try, you know.
So there's a few names that I have here that I wanted to kind of bring up with you. And one of them is Dexter Hardaway. I know that you've had a lot of interactions with him in the ring.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I met Dexter. Dexter was around for a long time, of course. He's a veteran,
right,
on the Oklahoma and Texas scene. He was trained by Harley Race, I believe.
Yeah.
And he man, I believe my first single feud with him in Wrestling for a Cause.
Okay.
We the first belt in Wrestling for a Cause was the Hometown Heroes belt, the little belt, that
the HVH,
yeah, that was the belt. We didn't have any other belts. And me and him, we did a program for that. Ended up being the first champion in WFC. But yeah, Dexter has always been one of those guys. He's been there, done that, and he gives advice. Not everybody listens to him.
Yeah.
And I will say, when I was younger, I love you, Dexter, if you're listening, because he will listen to this and be mad as hell. So I want to make it clear. When I was younger, it was one of those, damn it, here come Dexter. Oh shit, here come Dexter. Here you go. As I got older, I started seeing Dexter was right. I should have got out of here a long time ago. I should have been traveling. He was right. I should have went here, But he's one of those guys that is a huge staple in the Oklahoma indie wrestling scene.
Definitely. Yeah. He was actually my most requested person to have on the show. And I got him on, I think, maybe like a week or two before he was inducted into the WFC Hall of Fame. So that was really cool to talk with him. And we talked a lot about baseball, though.
Yeah, that's where he's at now. But man, if you get him on wrestling, he got a lot of knowledge.
Definitely.
Like I said, he's been around, bro. He's been around. Yes.
So there's a general consensus of different wrestlers I've had on that have been the Hometown Heroes champion, and they all tell me the same thing. They say that belt is a lot heavier than it looks.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, they don't even know. The old one, the one that we had before that, was heavier than that.
Oh, really?
Than we have now. Yeah, it looked the same, but it was just bigger and clunkier. But yeah, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I love representing WFC.
Yeah,
I hated that damn belt. I hated having it. It's like I put grease in my hair and shit.
Yeah.
The damn belt, it just gets so dirty and foggy. I was always cleaning it. It barely touched something and it scratched. And I think I had it more. I didn't have it as long as John Cross, but I had it more time than anybody.
Okay.
And I every time I had that belt, I did not like it. I did not like carrying it around. I didn't like putting it in my bag. I hated it. To tell you the truth. But I did like representing the company.
I love WFC and
still do.
Everything that Tim does there. I try to help out where I can and everything like that because great people. I love the message behind what WFC has. Yeah,
man. I was there. In the beginning. I think I wasn't at the first show we did, but I was at the second one for sure.
Okay.
I've been there, from the 2012 and up. I've been there.
Right.
And man, the impact that the WFC has on the community, and the fans, and especially the babies that we fight for, is just amazing. I'm just where we started and where we are now is crazy. It's crazy. People don't even know. We went through it, bro. And but we are. I really love what WFC has become.
Yeah.
Have become.
Yeah. They help out so many families and stuff, and they've been able to bring in different parts of the community to help out as well. So, but Tim, you actually had a tag team with him, the Soul Riders, I believe is what you were called, correct?
Yes, sir, Timothy. Yes, sir. Before that, we were feuding. Yeah, people don't. That was way back. So we had a called the Caballero Cartel. I think they're still around, or they had a new version of it.
They got a Facebook.
The very first one though was like John Cross, me, Dutch Hagen, and another guy named Kyle Paul, who I trained with, but he no longer wrestles, and of course Steve Caballero.
Okay.
And we were like the bad guys in WFC, man. We were the first staple, and I was the first champion. So I feuded with Tim a lot.
Yeah.
We, in the beginning of WFC, and then I ended up feuding with Cross and became this huge babyface there. And then, me and Tim, after I took a break from the top spot or whatever, however y'all call it, then me and Tim did the tag team thing. It was, it was cool, man. Soul Riders was cool. I don't know if you know where the name Soul Rider came from. The soul part is me.
Okay.
Of course, Rider, because Tim can't dance worth of shit or stuff. I mean, God, he has no rhythm. None. I don't know what. But
man.
It sucks. Monkey ball. But no, the soul part is from me.
Okay.
And the Ryder part is actually Ryder Jack Herring was the first child that we did WFC with. Yeah, he passed away some time ago. But yeah, that's where Soul Rider came from. That was the name me and Tim came up with. Well, mostly Tim. But yeah, that's a lot of people don't know that. That's why it's spelled that way. It's not spelled like Rider, like we're riding souls. It's after Rider Jack. So that's something that I don't know if a lot of people knew. But yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, and now y'all have the Ryder Cup that you do every year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think that is so cool, bro. That's so unique. And when you look at the people that have won it, it's crazy. Like I love to see just how important it is to the competitors, to us, to the wrestlers, and what they will do. Like the matches they put on for that cup is amazing. And I know Ryder looking down and like smiling because we done did some crazy things. I done seen some crazy. I've never won it, but I've seen some crazy things happen for that cup, bro. Yeah, but I've seen some things I'm very glad didn't happen with the cup, but that's neither here nor there though.
I think it's about time that Mr. Nasty won that.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing I haven't done was the Ryder Cup. Oh, and it's the new belt,
the prime
time belt. Yeah. Other than that, I've done everything but the Ryder Cup. I've been the host of it. I've been there, but yeah, bro, it's definitely, if I was to win that, I would definitely, it'll be an honor for me in my book. I think that's more important than the belts, bro, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because, that's something to really be honored with, and especially to have the family there give you the trophy.
Right.
That's some cool shit, bro. Some cool stuff. Cool stuff.
Yeah. What do you like to do when you're not doing wrestling? Do you have any hobbies?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a father. I got like a lot of damn kids, man. I do some nasty things. I got a lot of kids.
All right.
Another one that just popped up. Well, I don't even want to talk about it. But yeah, I got a lot of kids. So I'm like JD. I work a lot.
Yeah.
I was a cool little football player back in the day, and my kids are really into sports. So we train a lot in the summertime and on our off times. People don't know this. I am a huge Harry Potter fan.
Really?
I am a geek. They just don't They just don't see it. But I will Vada Kedavra a muggle in a minute, bro. I am a huge fan. I think the only other big fan that I know of is John Cross that is into Harry Potter. I am obsessed with Harry Potter. Let me think. Other than that, man, it's just it's wrestling, man.
Yeah.
It's wrestling. It's wrestling and being a father.
Man, I get
Very
it.
powerful.
Definitely. Yeah, you know, it's being a dad is it's a full-time job in its own right. Sometimes, kids.
Yeah.
I've got 2 kids. I've got a boy and a girl. She's in choir. He's in band. She's planning on playing volleyball soon. My son wants to get into basketball. So, busy guy.
Yeah. Look, bro, I feel you. I got kids at football practice now. Like I got 3 boys that are all in football. 11-year-old, 13-year-old, and a 5-year-old. And then I got a girl with my stepdaughter. She does basketball and she's in it. And then my oldest son, he's a special needs. He's 14. He's my oldest stepson. He does the Special Olympics stuff and the special basketball and all that. They do it all, bro.
Okay.
Saturdays is horrible now. During football season, it sucks.
Yeah.
Because it's like I love wrestling.
Yes.
But it's not more important than me being there for my kids. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of times where people wonder, well, why do I take breaks? It's not that I take breaks, it's football season, bro. I don't want to miss my kids' stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Man,
that's basically it. That's basically it. That's all I do.
That makes sense to me, man. I totally get that, and I respect that. There's something about being, for me, I feel like I was placed here to be a dad. So what you're saying totally resonates with me. My kids come first.
Real talk. That's all we got. I don't know now. Look, the woman might leave. I'm not telling you the woman's going to leave, but I'm just saying she might. Your friends might leave. The kids is there. They yours. These are mine.
Exactly.
Right. Yes. Real talk. But you got to.
So it was funny. You were saying something a minute ago about being a Harry Potter fan, and it brought something up to me, and this actually cracked me up. And I might be telling too much saying this, but I was backstage, at this last show that I was at, and I walk up and I'm talking to a couple of the wrestlers in the back, and we're talking about our favorite Disney movie. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, man, these dudes are just these big badass guys that are in the ring.
Yeah.
And I'm back here talking about favorite Disney movies.
That's how it be. That's real talk, bro. That's how we are.
I know. It's just, it was my first time being backstage. And so I had never interacted or anything like that. And so I'm fairly new to the independent circuit. Let's see, it was March of last year was the first time I ever went to an independent show. I had no idea about it. It was right around the same time that I started this podcast. And that's when I met Tim. That's when I met Jason Jones. I met Red James. I met a bunch of other ones at this first show that I went to. And Luke Langley and Duke Cornell were the main event in the very first show. So, yeah, it was a good match. It was that one where, like, at the end, I was like, okay, I'm invested in learning more about independent wrestling.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm still fairly new to the whole independent scene. So being backstage and seeing that, it was a very surreal moment, just being like, we're talking about Disney movies back here.
Bro, you Disney ain't nothing. I remember singing, a long time ago. I remember coming to a show, and out of the blue, I just bust out and start singing a Pokemon theme song. I want to be the very best.
Yeah.
No one ever was. Yeah. And everybody just started like joining in. It was like some real life shit. Like I felt important. And we was just all singing. Like when I tell you guys, yes, it was a real connection. And the guys, like you could see like guys bringing in they're bringing in their freaking the weights that they bring with them and their big gym bags, and they just drop it on the floor because this is some real shit. This is Pokemon right here.
Yeah.
And we would start singing, bro. Everybody like, and it wasn't even like we were smiling and happy. We were like serious, like we were in a trance, bro. It was like, I'm telling you, we're human beings, and the bigger we are, the more human we are. It's crazy.
Hey there, podcast listener. You enjoying what you're listening to? Well then, do I got a special treat for you. Story time with Cosplay Dude 637. That's me. I'm your host. And I like to tell you stories. Stories that I personally enjoy. So, buckle up, get comfortable, because we're going on a wild ride.
You know, I've been to WWE events.
Yeah.
You know, where we're like extras and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And it's funny, I remember like the first one, I remember like being told before, like Kane, you see him and he's like reading the newspaper and he's got his legs propped up in the chair with JBL are like super, super smart.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, you would never think these big guys are human, but yeah, I'm 6'4", we're human.
Yeah.
Very, little too human sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, that's okay, though. We all have those moments where we can be human.
Yes, sir.
So, are you a Pokemon fan? Did you grow up watching Pokemon?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
How far did you get into it?
That's what I was about to say. I was I think the 2000s ones. The ones when the movie came out, Mewtwo.
Yep.
I know all of them.
Yeah.
From the first ones. After that, I don't know. Shit just got weird. They started, everybody, Meowth was the only one talking. Like now they're all talking and they're, I don't know, making cupcakes and they're flying to the moon. I can't get with it. I tried to watch it with my kids. I couldn't get with it, bro. But
so you do have kids who are into it too then?
Yeah. He was. My oldest son was into it and he had he was, I still have my cards.
Okay.
So I taught him how to play. Because I used to, back in the day, we had a Pokemon League. I don't know if you remember it, Toys R Us.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to be in that thing winning money and cards and stuff. So I was serious about my deck, you know what I mean? So
oh wow.
But I found him, I had a booklet of him and I found him one time and he was real into him. So I started buying his own and we would battle each other and all kind of stuff when he was younger, but he kind of grew out of it,
Yeah. So I've got a 12-year-old son and man, he still likes it. Like he likes the game, like the video games for it though. Like
right.
He plays, like I have the yellow, I have the blue. And so, he loves those. And then he's
playing
also
the old school version.
Like yeah.
He
likes retro gaming. Like
I know that's right.
Do you know what he wanted for Christmas this last year?
What did he want?
A Nintendo 64.
Man, that's my guy.
Yeah.
I gotta meet that dude.
We found him one. I've got a friend who refurbishes stuff and sells it. And he gave me a really good deal. I got like 4 controllers and I got the grape colored one because those aren't very there's not too many of those. So right. Yeah. And so we got some games for it and it's so much fun.
That's cool, bro. My kids are sedity as hell. They I don't even know some of the stuff they be on. All them games they be on, bro. I don't know what to do with them. I wish I could just play something simple with them.
Yeah,
no, they won't the highest technology.
They want so that's my daughter because she wanted that. He wanted the 64 and she wanted an Xbox Series S. So it kind of balanced out, and we got them both what they wanted. We were lucky to find it at a good price, right. And so we got that. But out here in my podcast area, I have a GameCube, a PS3, and an Xbox 360. And, whenever they want to talk trash, I'll bring them out here and we'll play some Halo,
Oh, they don't know about that.
Yeah, exactly. So
stall them out, Debo. Yeah. They don't know about that.
So, I'll be like, okay, you might have got me on Fortnite or one of those, but let's go out here and play Halo and y'all be whining by the time you leave. So
On God. So I'm playing that Fortnite. I don't know what the hell that game does. I still don't get it. It just builds stuff and kill. You build and kill. I don't know what else. It just doesn't make sense to me. But they love it, bro. Them kids love it.
The very first time I played it, I got wounded and I was on my own and nobody came and helped me. And so they just left me there and I bled out actually in the game.
What?
Yeah. I was like, okay, this is apparently so. It was because if you don't get healed, then your wound continues to harm you as you go until you run out of life. So yeah, I'm just limping along, dying, don't know what I'm doing. And I didn't play it for a long time after that because I was like, man, I suck at this way too bad. So
you better than me. I picked up the controller and they was trying to tell me the controllers. I don't like all that. I like it to be simple.
Yeah.
And they was trying to explain it to me. I set the controller down and I was done. Y'all can have it.
So do you have any goals set that you are trying to reach when it comes to wrestling?
Yeah, I do now.
Okay.
It's weird because I did when I first started.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was always, I want to make it on TV, thing. But I never really sat down and said, okay, what do I need to do to get here? What I need to do to get here?
Right.
And I think not too long ago, I had a WWE we all had a WWE tryout at Core, and I got some really positive response back.
Okay.
And then one of the things that was asked was, why the F? Literally, why the? Oh, I did good. So I didn't say it. Why the F haven't you left Oklahoma?
Uh-huh.
And I start thinking like, I go to Texas and Arkansas and Kansas, stuff like that, but I need to really get out.
Right.
Get out. My goal is to get out, make a name for myself at other places that I've never been. I've been fortunate, bro. I'll get to a place I've never been and I'll get the same reaction that I'm getting other places. So I'm doing something right. I kind of want to get to a place where I don't, so I can know if it's something that I'm doing wrong. And listen, people will tell you, I'm probably one of the most humble people around. And it's weird for me to even say this. I don't usually hear people, how can I put this, like critique me well. Mm-hmm. I don't get feedback that says, you didn't do this, or you need to work on this. It never fails. It's always, oh, you're perfect. If I'm perfect, then why the hell am I not on TV?
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not getting that. So I just want to find some place where everybody's better than me, or it's not just better, not necessarily, when wrestling, it's not about who's better. It's wrestlers that can go out there and wrestle.
Yeah.
And they can do technical things way better than I can ever do. It's people that can talk on the mic. But you have to have it all to be considered a pro wrestler. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just want to find a place that everybody has it all. I'm a small fish in a big ass pond, and I want to work my way up there and make a name for myself everywhere, and eventually I want to get signed. I want to make some real money.
Yeah. Out
of doing this. You know what I mean? I want to be on somebody's TV, bro.
There you go.
Yeah, that's basically my goal, man.
And I don't want to be the one of the ones that's just like, yeah, you're great, but you are. So, and I could definitely see you showing up on the TV, with the Creole Pimp, saying,
it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, I hear that. I honest to God, I'm not saying, I don't think, like, I look at myself, I look at other people, and it's a lot of good wrestlers around.
Yes. And
it's like, I just don't, when people say that, it's just like, bro, I just don't always see it. Because when I look at my shit, or when I look at my stuff, I will watch a match. I might have liked it that night that it happened.
Yeah.
By the time I made it home, if I have it on my phone, I hate it.
Yeah.
Because I will find everything that I can find where I could move the wrong way. I can go to the left instead of the right. I can blink. Mm-hmm. Just little stuff that it's just, I don't think I'm to that level yet. I just got to find a place where people can push me. We all do. Like guys like Cappuccino. You seen Cappuccino, bro?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Valentino Jones. Now, see, that's my favorite wrestler.
Okay.
On the Indies right now. My favorite female wrestler is Olivier.
Okay. Yeah.
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 So
She's
it's them
good.
two. The way they sell, the little stuff that they do that took me forever. They're new, bro. They haven't been wrestling that long. Both of them.
Right.
They got it. They got it, bro. They got it. I be trying to tell these guys. I be trying to tell her especially. Get out there. She does travel.
Yes.
But she needs to be on somebody's TV.
She does a lot of Texas, right?
She does. She does a lot of Texas. She does a lot of everywhere. She's gonna be moving soon. Ugh.
Yeah, that's what she said. She's moving to Vegas.
Yeah, and she's moving to freaking Vegas. But I hope she does well there. But I'm gonna miss her ass. But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like those two are my favorite, bro. I look at them. To me, those guys can sell their ass off.
Yeah,
to the point to where I blush. That's why I tell people they sell so good, it make me blush.
Yeah.
And it's just little things that they do that they already have that took me forever to figure out. Those are the people I'm trying to okay, I want to work them. I will work a match with her. I can't be in Oklahoma.
Right.
But I'll work a match with her any day.
I think you can do it in Arkansas.
Yeah, I'll push for that. Somebody, please.
Yeah.
But I've worked Cap, and he is very good, bro. How well he listens and to little things.
Right.
He's really good, bro. He's really good.
The things that you're saying here, it reminds me of an artist. Last week I had on a country music artist out of South Alabama.
Okay.
And so the things you're saying reminds me of that. And I'm the same way when it comes to doing this. Even I critique myself constantly. We have a image in our head of what that perfect would look like.
Exactly.
And we're our worst enemy sometimes when it comes to that. But at the same time, you're perfecting your craft. Whenever you start saying, no, I'm good, I don't have to change anything, that's when you have to worry. But you're not doing that. You're constantly trying to improve yourself. And that's where the good stuff comes, is those people who are constantly trying to improve themselves.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The wrestling business, I don't know too much about the country business or country thing, but the wrestling business, bro, it evolves.
Yeah.
It evolves. And it's going to evolve with or without you.
Right.
So, as much as I respect those old time vets, it is going to evolve whether you like it or not. It's not up to you what wrestling should be. And you have to constantly stay with it. Chris Jericho's best example.
Yes.
You have to constantly stay relevant. And that's what the way you talk to Mike, that's what moves, staying hip to what your audience want. Mm-hmm. We take ourselves too serious. I'm guilty of that too. We are is products.
Right.
Professional wrestling, we are products as wrestlers. And our job is to give people what they want. We are a supply and demand. That's what we are.
Yeah.
And I think when guys remember that, we'll be better off. So you always gotta be looking at what's in. What is people talking about right now? And that's in society too. Who's our president? What's going on? What's the best joke that's out right now that's went viral? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
How can I use that in my matches? How can you constantly got to those guys that don't?
Yeah.
They don't get it. They can't figure out why they're not being booked to be putting little storylines of, put a title on it, and that's why. There's no depth there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got to, bro.
To your point, I actually read this today, and it was a quote from Kevin Nash talking to Shawn Michaels recently. He went down there and he was watching NXT. Shawn is in charge of NXT now. And he was like, man, think this is going too fast. They need to slow it down. And he said, no, they don't, because the product has changed from whenever we were there, and if we were to slow it down, then people would leave. You have to stay relevant, and you have to stay up to date with what society and what people are wanting to see.
Thank you. Society has freaking changed.
Yep.
And pro wrestling changes with it. That's the way. If you look at, how old are you, bro?
I'm 35.
Okay, see, we were around the same era. I'm 33.
Okay.
So we grew up, man. We didn't have access to what my kids have now, which is scary to me. But,
right. Yeah, it scares me.
We didn't have, bro. We couldn't just. And man, I know it's the dad show, but I can't. I'm
You're
Mr.
good.
Nasty.
You're good.
So, we had to work to get to our naughty point, our naughty links.
Yep.
And our naughty, we could just get on internet and type in big booty holes. And, you had to,
Right.
I had to stay up late and watch BET Uncut and stuff like that and watch HBO at night.
Yeah.
These kids have everything. And when something happens, Bo, back in the day, when something happened, we wouldn't know about it until when WWF came on.
Right.
Now,
yeah,
you know about it. You know somebody that passed away before WWE even released. You know who got into it with what. You know who got fired before they even said they got fired. You know who messed with who. So, and that's in everything. So society, information has changed, and you got to stay up with it. Because like John said, you will bore people.
Yes.
You start putting a dude in a chain, in a rest hold, or we call it wrestle, in a wrist lock, and you reverse the wrist lock 5 times back. You will look up and everyone will be gone.
Yep. They'll be looking at their phones, man.
Yep. And unfortunately, in my business, man, you got a lot of, and I know they mean well, but you got a lot like older cats who don't understand that concept, and they get into these young guys' heads, and they won't wrestling the way they liked it, and not the way it is.
Right.
And they get in these guys, and these guys are just trying to be respectful and listen to them. And they just kill them, man. They just kill their momentum because they're telling them, don't do this. Oh, don't do this spot. Don't do a backflip. Oh, don't do. And it's like, bro, now this kid no one wants to book him now. He can't get booked out of your little fed. You know what I mean? So it has to evolve, bro.
It does. Kind of switching over here a little bit. And I want to ask you, who is one of your favorite opponents to work?
Favorite opponents? Ooh. Probably. Man, this is kind of tough. Right now, that still wrestles?
Yeah. Or one that doesn't. You can do both.
Okay. It'll have to be, people probably gonna get mad. It'll have to be Luke Langley.
Okay. Is
the one that wrestle now. We don't
Luke's so good.
Yes. Then that's really what it is, bro. Yeah. He just, it's so easy.
Yeah.
Luke is so easy to work. We worked each other literally the beginning of my career. I think he's got like a year on me.
Okay.
Maybe, but when he started coming to Oklahoma, we came literally at the same time.
Yeah.
In Tahlequah. So we were feuding and tag team stuff then. And then as we became single wrestlers, and especially now, we wrestle each other a lot.
Yeah.
And it's never a bad match. I know I can count on him to do his thing.
Right.
John Cross was always the one that was like mine. I mean, I don't know. He's my Austin and Rock,
I got you. Yeah.
So he's the one that I was like, I would wrestle him at this one place, and I would go somewhere else, and people there was talking about what we did. You know what I'm saying? He was the one that really made me look like, oh shoot, I'm a wrestler, bro. I wrestle now. Like, look at me. Like, people talk about me now. Like, and so it's them, but it's a lot, man. It's a lot, bro. Like Sam Stackhouse, Sam and Riker are my favorite 2 big men to wrestle.
Okay.
Yeah, and you gotta have them. It's just guys that are just like, to me, Luke is probably the best wrestler around right now as far as wrestling wise.
Right.
He is. So when you can get in there, it boosts up your confidence. Because if you can work with him and he's happy, then I know I'm doing some shit right.
Right.
You know what I mean? I know when I look back at this, I'm gonna be cool. Because I know anytime I'm in a ring with him, bro, he need to be on somebody's TV. It just, I don't know. I don't know why he's not. To me, he's got to get. I guess they be talking about it and shit. To me, he's got it. I mean, hell, he's. I just don't
agree.
get why.
Yeah,
he's real. He's too good. He is really too good. But those are probably it.
He is my. He probably is tired of me telling people this, but he was the first wrestler that I had on this podcast. And because like I said, he was in the main event of that first match and everything. And so I reached out to him, and he was immediately, yeah, sure, let's do this, And after it was over, dude is great at giving advice, and he's so nice about it too.
Yes.
You know, and so after it's over, he was like, okay, that was great interview, but maybe do this instead. And he gave me pointers on what to do when it came to interviewing wrestlers and things. He's like, you're going to get people to talk more if you focus on this side of it more than this. And it's actually helped a whole bunch. And so I give him all the credit in the world when it comes to the success of this podcast, because he gave me great advice there in the very beginning.
You know, that's funny that you say that. He's like that with wrestling as well. He's what we call a ring general.
Yes.
You know, I think one of the things why we mesh so perfectly is, you know, he's really good at moves. He's really good at things transitioning well. The way he calls things in ring, he teaches me how to do that to guys who are younger, the guys where I have to be the ring general. You know, I believe about him and John. But as far as that, you know, he the way he makes a match flows, and the way he explains it makes you trust him. Because there'd be times where I'm like, I don't know what the hell this guy's talking about, but I trust him, because he sounds like he knows what he's talking, and he's not a asshole about it.
Yeah,
you know,
no,
he's really nice about it. And he really he'll make me like, yeah, it makes sense to do a backflip off that cow over there. I'm gonna do it because Luke told me to. Like it gotta make sense since Luke said it.
Exactly.
But you know, that's how he is, bro. He really, he doesn't come. He's not like a know-it-all person either.
No,
he's just he wants to help. Anything he's a part of, he's a perfectionist.
Yeah,
he wants to be perfect at it. The way his style of wrestling is meshes well with mine. Mine is, a lot of guys. Oh, I hope these young guys are listening, because I'll be preaching this shit. A lot of these guys, they work their matches around moves. And they're doing it wrong, bro.
Yeah.
Every spot they have is working towards a super kick, or a power driver, or a moonsault. You know, you work towards moments. I work my spots. The moves be cool, but and Luke is like this too. The moves be cool, but it's the moments that we working towards. That move is only going to mean something because I'm just setting you up to put you up in the corner for me to say, give me my money.
Yeah.
Give me my smack you. So we can establish, oh, this is a big ass pimp. Yeah. Well, Luke just ducked. He just pimp slapped me. Now I'm screaming.
Yeah.
Now, all of the things that we did was just to set in the corner for that little moment, or the moment where I dig up my ass.
Right.
I sniff my finger. This is, for people that don't know who I am, this is going to be weird, but you got to come to a show so you'll know what's going on. So, you know, and letting the ref sniff it so the ref can get distracted without touching them. Little shit like that. That's what you do. Luke, that's the way Luke wrestles, and that's the way I wrestle. You know, and I wish guys would listen to Luke. I wish they would.
Yeah.
But that's how, you know, he does that in everything.
So you just brought that up, and about what you do to the ref. And it's funny because a guy that I work with actually came to this last show in Springdale, Arkansas. And I told him that I was going to be talking to you tonight. And that's what he brought up. He was like, dude, I was dying laughing at that. He's like, I did not expect that at all.
Yeah, bro. You got to think outside the box, man.
Yeah,
you got to. You know, that came by accident. It was a long time ago, like some years back. I just had trunks, and I was gaining weight, and my butt like started eating the damn trunks. It was just getting uncomfortable. I was just getting too big for these trunks. Yeah. So I kept trying to pull out these chewies without the crowd seeing me, and then I realized, damn it, I'm a heel. I can dig a chewie.
Yeah.
And I dug it, and the reaction that I got, and then I remember watching, you know who Jamie Foxx is, I'm pretty sure you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when he was just doing pure comedy before he was just singing all the time, when he was doing comedy, he had, in one of his stand-ups, he had did this thing where he dug a chewy and he sniffed his finger, and it made me laugh hysterically when I was a child, and I never forgot that. So one show, I just sniffed it, and the crowd went crazy. So then I started pointing to them, and then that, you know, and then that evolved into the ref. You know, how can I'm constantly thinking about moments. Right. The moment was I distracted the ref. How can I distract the ref different than everybody else that's been doing it?
Yeah.
You don't want to touch the ref. I don't have a manager. What can I do? I don't want to bump him.
Yep.
I have him sniff my booty.
Man, that's, and the thing is that's such great, that's like psychology, you're thinking of how can I do this without doing this, and it's great. Ring psychology is very important. I saw a match in NXT. I don't remember when it was, but it always stuck out with me on this. People use a chop, just as something they do in the corner, but in this match in particular, when they used a chop, it was to make that person open up because they needed to move them. They were using it as a tool to get to that next, what they were trying to do. It wasn't just, an in the ring. It was actually a reason behind it.
Yep. And that is what is that's literally called working.
Yep.
It's all these guys is doing these moves, and it needs, I'm okay. I love seeing shit.
Yeah.
It just needs to mean something. It needs to get to, and you just hit that for what? Now, what are you doing next? Like, what is that going to? What is the ending of, you just hit it so he can, you see what I'm saying? Like, what reaction are you trying to get from them?
Right.
It's going to be something that I'm going to remember.
Yep.
Or am I going to remember you for? Or am I going to remember just that move?
Exactly.
You don't want that.
Right.
And that's why every little thing I try to do is different. You want to set yourself apart. Everybody does a choke slam, so I do it differently. I like choke slams, but I do it differently. Yep. People do power bombs. I try to do differently. Luke is good at that. He does stuff like that differently. John Cross was good at that. Yep. Samuel Stackhouse, I call everybody by that. Samuel Stackhouse, he's good at that. Reinventing little things that, it's hard to reinvent shit now in pro wrestling. You're not gonna, but when you tweak something just a little bit, it makes it different. It makes it mean something much more than what it was if you didn't. And I wish these young cats, you seem like you got it. You want to get in the ring or something and train, bro?
Man,
ain't too late.
I'm 35, man.
What that mean?
I've already got a hernia. I can't do it. So.
Luke is 30. What? Luke is 35, 36.
Is he?
Something like that. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Shoot,
I don't know.
There's a lot of them.
I'm good. I'm good back here because I can talk and I don't have to get beat up.
I feel you, because that shit don't get old, bro. That shit gets old quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you have a favorite feud in all of your years of doing this? Do you have one that sticks out as your favorite?
I have to say, okay, the feud with me and Cross is my favorite. Because they kind of like set me up in indie wrestling in Oklahoma. We sit in this Oklahoma bubble, but it's our Oklahoma bubble. So I wasn't, when I started feuding with him, I would go, like, as weird as it sounds, I would go, like today I would go to places and people, Mr. Nasty. I would go anywhere in Tahlequah. People would know who I am.
Yeah.
And, I felt special working him.
Yeah.
Another one is, people don't know, are you familiar with Samedi?
With who?
Samedi.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, he's been out for me. He's my cousin. He does like the voodoo thing.
Okay.
His son is Reese.
Okay.
Romeo Reese.
Yeah.
Those are my cousins.
Okay.
And like some years back, people, I had changed up my gimmick. I wasn't the pimp anymore. I was a preacher, and my name was Bishop Nasty. It's pimp and a preacher, same thing. And I was doing the whole gimmick where, I was saved by God, and I was supposed to be a heel thing, but it never turned out. But that's another story. But anyway, I feuded with my cousin, and the story was, he actually stole my son. He like kidnapped. It was fun. He kidnapped my baby at the time.
Oh no!
And, we had a match. It was like basically I quit match, but it was a surrender your soul match.
Oh.
And the finish was, so my older son. So I ended up getting my son back.
And
I challenged him to a match where because he wanted, his whole thing was he wanted my soul.
Okay.
In the match, my older kids got involved in the match. He had like some guys that was in the match, and my son got to hit some guys with a chair, and my other son, he does this thing. My cousin does this thing with a voodoo doll.
Okay.
And my son got snatched the doll from him and took it away so he couldn't hurt me. And at the end, the finish was him and his goons caught my kids, and he had a steel chair.
Oh.
And he was going to beat the shit out of them.
Uh-huh.
And he got these 2 kids, and they did so well. I'm still proud of them to this day. And they're crying, and he's got this chair. He's about to hit them. The crowd is going crazy. And I just stop him. And I go, yes, let him go. I surrender my soul. It was very dramatic and emotional.
Yeah.
There's people crying and stuff. And he goes, and when I surrendered my soul, I'm hugging my kids. It's like he's giving me this one last hug, because when I surrender my soul, I'm basically his slave. I just I become one of them. And as I'm hugging them, they kind of pull him apart from me, and they're reaching out to me, and he just nails me in the back of the head with a chair, knocks me smooth out. And it was just very emotional, because nobody thought I was going to lose. And that's one of my favorite ones right there. It was just that alone.
That's a good story, man.
Yeah, it was. Bro, I be trying to do stuff. Now, I know sometimes I go too far. Are you familiar with OKX?
Yes.
Yeah, so the first one, see, I was like, yo, I think it was the second one, because I think I went against Luke. And I was like, bro, let me pimp your sister, right? Like, I wanted to do a whole scenario where he has a sister. I didn't even know if Luke had a sister, but I wanted to do where his sister gets involved and I pimp her out, and we end up having a ladder match where we hang his sister at the top, and we got to get her ass down, and whoever wins gets her. And sometimes I go too far, but it's some stuff I be coming up with. I'll be like, bro, y'all gotta try this. You ain't gonna try, like, hang a hoe up at the top, and we can grab her down from the ladder. I'm pretty sure like that. Hang her up there, man.
Yeah.
But I be trying to come up with just the most craziest things, bro, that you can, because when you have a pimp and you have what is he? Malico. I don't know if you know who he is.
I do.
He's an evil clown. Yeah. Evil clowns and snake ladies and all this. You do something with them. You can't just have the normal feuds. You gotta incorporate that character, because it's gonna build up my character.
Right. Well, that's like there's a family, I guess you would say, that's in Dog Pound Championship Wrestling, and that's the Grayson family. I've had Nathaniel Grayson on here, and I've had Xander Grayson on here as well. And dude, the amount of story that they put behind that, because before it was Nasty Nate Nasty, and he,
I know him.
Yeah. And, and now he's like part of this family, because, he gave himself over to Xander Grayson. Wow. And, there's this story behind. I love those story driven, matches, because it gets you invested in what's going on. Right. And that's one thing I do like about working with Diamond State Wrestling is they've got a storyline going on there. The match that you're having with Luke at on September 16th at the Shire is because of what happened at this last show. If you want to know what's going on, you need to watch the other shows. And I like that. It pulls people in, and it makes them more invested, and then they want to know what's going to happen next, and they come back to see what's going to happen.
Especially on indie shows, bro.
Yeah.
Stop doing this is a throwaway match. No, this is the make them keep coming matches. We're not WWE, man.
Yeah.
Like, I get having that one pay-per-view, that one big show you have that's like everybody's WrestleMania. I get that. You build up, you don't have something you build up to. But every other show besides that one, it doesn't need to be an ending.
Right.
It should keep coming. If a feud ends, another one should start. Right. When that should be the reason why it ended, because another one started.
Exactly.
Like, that's when you keep people wanting to come back, man. I think Diamond State, I enjoy it a lot. I enjoy it a lot. And then, like you said, man, they really own to something when it comes to doing the stories where it fits our character. I can't give a lot out. There's gonna be a lot going on.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yep.
With me, with other people, the Camacho story, it's a lot. It's so much depth in that, and it's just a shame that we get on these shows and it's just, oh, you wrestled him. Okay, you're gonna wrestle him. Like, let us, some people that's very, very artistic and everything when it comes to wrestling. Wrestling is an art, bro. It is a way that you could show who you are through wrestling. That's an art form, bro. And I love it, man. I love when they let us, promoters let us come up with ideas. We might tweak it, but okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna have this for you. You know what I mean? And that's what, like you said, that's what made people want to come back, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So we're coming up on a close here, and I've just got a few more questions for you before I get you off. Okay. What advice would you have for someone who is just starting out?
Oh, yeah, okay. Be different.
Be different.
Be different.
Mm-hmm.
Be different. Travel. Please travel. Travel your ass off. And no, okay, this is hard to explain because I be trying to explain it to people and I'm horrible at it, like a new guy. Try to find out who to listen to. And I hate to say it like that, but how can I put it?
Not everybody gives good advice.
Thank you. There you go.
Yep.
There you go. And it's hard, but you gotta kind of it's always listen to everybody because people don't have to give you advice. Always listen, but look where they come from. Look what they've done.
Yep.
Look where they're going. And that's how you determine. That's all I had to learn.
Yeah.
Because that's a big thing when guys telling you not to do something, and if you would have done it, you would have been on this show. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's basically what I can come up with right now.
All right, man. So is there anything coming up that maybe you want to talk about before I get you off here?
One of the things I did talk about that I was doing is this is kind of like a personal thing. I am traveling out of Oklahoma, out of the Midwest period. I'll be in California for the first time in October.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I'm it's all about networking.
Man, that's exciting.
Yeah, it is. It's scary though.
Yeah,
exciting and scary. I hate traveling. And this is a traveling business. I hate it. I like to if I could just snap my fingers and be there.
Yeah.
The actual getting there is the part I hate.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is going to be a lot of us, quite a few from Oklahoma, going up to California, making some trips there and doing some things. So awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, man. Looking forward to it.
Well, I'll definitely be looking out for that and everything. If people want to follow you online, how can they do that?
Oh, good. Oh, yeah, man. Just hit me up I'm on Facebook a lot, on my Facebook page. So my first one, I have a first Facebook is one of the little regular accounts. It's Mr. Nasty, because they wouldn't let me. I guess they wouldn't. I'd have ID to say that I was Mr. Nasty. Uh-huh. So it's MISTAH. Then the middle is Nas, NAS, and then TTEE. My fan page is Mr. Nasty, the Creole Soul on Facebook. All right. And that's my fan page. But yeah, that's where you can hit me up on.
All right, man. And do you have any final thoughts before I get you off here?
Yes, I do. Always clean your ass. Keep it clean. Because you never know. You never know. Something can end up getting off in there and now you got a stinky situation. Always clean your ass.
All right, man. Well, it has been awesome talking to you tonight. I have really enjoyed this.
I appreciate it, bro. It was good, man. It was fun talking to you too, bro.
We're definitely going to have to get you back on here at some point.
Real talk. I would love that, man.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you later, man.
All right, Pimpin'.
Have a good one.
You too.
Hey, listener. This is a not paid for product placement for the Zero to Hero podcast.
What do you mean?
If you
not
definitely
paid?
like what you're listening to now, come on over to the Zero to Hero podcast.
Lights on.
Anywhere you want to be able to find your podcast at,
trash bills
like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, and Google Podcasts, which is still a little weird.
For the next 2 weeks.
Come on over and enjoy yourself. And listen to Billy and myself bicker, argue, and,
Speaking
well,
of the
fight
dog,
about a lot of
no
things,
goddamn
as
dog
we are
food
the
for
bulk
the
and
next
skull
2
of
weeks.
podcasting.
How the hell am I
Good
going to
luck
get
out there,
money
and
for
welcome back to the show.
Yabba dabba doo. This is Cat's Pajamas, aka Cat's PJs, and I'm the host of Cat's Pajamas radio show. Well, what is it that I got at the radio show, you may ask? I've got everything from live interviews with various people from wrestling to bands and musicians and artists collectives. We talk all things conspiracies, scary stories, and fun random music facts. You can check me out on Spotify at Cat's Pajamas Radio Show. Got a really killer playlist for all of you as well. Or you can find me on Instagram, Cat's Pajamas 123. So I hope y'all go ahead and give that a listen. And a special thanks to If You Give a Dot a Podcast for putting me on. Much love. Appreciate it.
All right, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed that episode with Mr. Nasty. He was a lot of fun to have on the show. I enjoyed that conversation a lot. I think it's probably in my top 4 conversations that I've had here, and I can't wait to have him back on the show. So I want to give a shout out to my podcast networks that I am a part of. That is the OIW Podcast Network, the Avenue Podcast Network, and the Zeo to Hero Podcast Network. You hear me talk about all of these guys. They bring great stuff to the table, all kinds of great content. I do commercials at the end of my show for a lot of them. So go and check them out, whether you're looking for wrestling podcasts or adventure podcasts or fan fiction. You can find that on any one of these groups here. I am so thankful to be a part of all of them. I've had, Billy and Jim from Zeo to Hero on the podcast. I've had Cosplay Dude on here from the Zeo to Hero Podcast Network as well. I've got a few more of those guys that are coming up. I believe at the end of the month, I will be having on A Crown, who is another guy who is in our Discord, awesome dude. We're going to have all kinds of fun stuff to talk about. It's really cool. It's just going to be a lot of fun. And then I should be bringing on Mark, the Red Cornish Ranger, here soon, as well as Ty Tiger. They all bring amazing content to Zeo to Hero and to the group, and I am just so thankful to be a part of them, as well as OIW. I know if you guys have been trying to use their website, it's been down for the last few weeks, and what they're doing is they're making it a little bit more user-friendly, so here in the future, we are going to have our own separate pages that are part of the OIW Podcast Network. So just stay tuned for that. Don't give up on seeing the cool stuff there. It will be coming here soon. So I do have merch out, as you know. I have stuff that my wife makes for me. It's t-shirts and coffee mugs and stickers, as well as pretty much anything else that you could want. If you want merch for my show, make sure you hit me up or hit her up, and it's Cups and Teas by Stasha. She makes all kinds of great stuff. If you want custom things made for a cheap price and have really great quality, make sure that you hit up Cups and Teas by Stasha. I will have a link to her in my show notes, as well as all of the podcast networks. I also want to give a shout out to D-Cure for creating my ending theme song. You hear it at the end of every one of these episodes. He does an amazing job, and I am so thankful that he was able to make that for me. If you like what you hear, make sure that you go and follow him. He's coming out with new stuff all the time. I also want to give a shout out to Original Geek Comics for giving me a place in their Paladin comic book. It's really cool that I'm able to advertise in something like that and to be a part of that. I've had Nick on the show. You've heard me talk with him, and I'm just really glad to be a part of that group of people and be able to interact and do things on the comic book side because, as you know, I am a nerdy dad podcast, and so that's just right in my wheelhouse, and I just love it, and thank you guys so much for that. I'm also doing the Rare Cut for Diamond State Wrestling. It is a pre-show, and it is a hype show. So what we do is we talk about all the matches that have happened. As you heard in this interview today, Diamond State Wrestling is a story-based, story-driven wrestling company, and we try to bring as much entertainment as possible. And so you have this rare cut show that we do that kind of gets you up to date with what's going on. We post it on the YouTube page, the same place where you can find the last 3 shows that we've done, and the show that just happened a few weeks ago should be up on there as well here really soon. So make sure that you go out there and follow Diamond State Wrestling. I will have a link to them, and I'll have a link to the YouTube page where you can find the rare cut as well. So you hear me talking about social media and things like that. Well, if you want to follow me on social media, then you can do so by going to Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat or TikTok or Threads, Twitter, all those places. Just look up If You Give a Data Podcast, and you can find me there. You can also look me up on Google. I should be the first 10 to 15 results there as well. Send me a line. If you want to talk to me, go ahead and do that. Send me a line on there. I'd love to hear from you guys. Or if you'd like to send me an email, you can send it to giveadatapodcast@gmail.com. I really do look forward to hearing from each and every one of you. As you're listening to this, make sure that you go out and rate and review this episode. Give me a 5-star rating. That way people can find this a lot more easily, and they can enjoy this show as well. The more people that come and listen, the better. Also, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to this and hit the notification bell. That way you are aware of when new episodes of iGadap are available. I love doing this show. It's so much fun, and I hope that you guys are enjoying what I'm doing here. This is so much fun. I'm getting to meet so many really cool people. As I'm recording this, I'm actually on the road for my shoot job, and I'm doing this part in a hotel room, and I'll be recording in a hotel room for this next week's episode. So I just hope you guys bear with me if it sounds a little different or something like that. Just I'll be back in my regular studio next week, but this next episode that I record will be done in this room, in this hotel room where I'm at. So hope you guys enjoy it. But now it is time for Billy's favorite part of the episode and everyone else's favorite part, and that is Dad Joke of the Week. What kind of music do fish listen to? Something catchy. All right, guys. I love you. I hope that you have a wonderful week. I will see you next time. Bye.
On. He calls us beautiful people, then tells us who we have on. The best part of my day, though we're blacked out in my pods. Tell my friends all about it so that they follow along. And the host is kinda nerdy, but guess what, I am as well. I don't feel so alone, and I began walking out of my shell. Heard a story, I need a connection I haven't felt. I'll be looking for the next one, till then farewell. It's the podcast for me. Have it on, better go see. Listen closely, download and tune in remotely. It's the podcast for me. Have it on, better go see. And listen closely, download and tune in remotely.
This podcast is part of the OIW Podcasting Network.